continue to
मरियम
flourish
नवाज
long and
अस्पताल मुंतकिल
into the future.
सरकारी
The
अस्पताल
military
मुंतकिल
cooperation
लगता
between the
है
United
पैसा आने
States and
वाला है
Japan is one of our
पाकिस्तानियों।
closest
एक और
security
सारिफ लिखते
partnerships,
हैं सिर्फ नानी अम्मा
and it's one of
बाऊजी
the
की औलाद
closest
है,
we have
बाकी
anywhere in
जो
the
दो
world.
कद्दू लंदन में और
Our
एक
service
बेटी
members work
पाकिस्तान में है,
together every day
वो
to
क्या
defend
बाऊजी
our
की
common
नाजायज
interests.
औलादे हैं जो मियाँ
Japan
साहब
is
से मिलने
committed to
नहीं
double
आते।
its
हाफिज
defense spending
हामिदुल्लाह
by
कहते हैं कि
2027
अचानक नवाज शरीफ
compared
की
to
तबीयत
my
का
first
खराब होना
term.
लम्हा
They've
फिक्रिया है।
invested a lot of
हुकूमत
money
सियासी मुखालफिन से
because of my
बदला ले
first
रही
term. We
है।
worked on that
अल्लाह
very
ताला
hard
मियाँ
with
मोहम्मद
Shinzo,
नवाज शरीफ को
you
सेहत
know,
और तंदुरुस्ती
the
अता
great
फरमाए,
Shinzo
आमीन।
Abe.
और
And we look forward
किफ़ायतुल्लाह
to
लिखते हैं
seeing
कि
even
नवाज
more
शरीफ की
so.
सेहतयाबी
Shinzo
के
and I
लिए
worked
दुआ गो
very,
हूँ।
very long and hard,
मुशर्रफ
and
ने
those
कहा
numbers
मैं
are very
बीमार हूँ, मुझे
reflective
बाहर जाना है। वो गए, वहाँ
after
डांस कर
my
रहे
first
थे।
term.
मियाँ
And
साहब
now
की
they're
बेगम
going
को
up
मर
very
कर दिखाना
substantially
पड़ा कि
based on our
मैं बीमार हूँ।
conversations today.
नवाज शरीफ
In
ना
addition to
झुके, अगर
being
झुके होते
vital
तो
for
आज
our
कौम
shared security,
इस्टेब्लिशमेंट का
Japan
लफ्ज़
is one of the
डिक्शनरी
top
और
purchasers
मौलाना
of
के बयान के
U.S.
अलावा
military
कहीं ना
exports
सुनते।
and equipment.
एक और सारिफ
And I'm
लिखते
pleased
हैं
to say
कि
that this
सियासी
week my
इख्तलाफात
administration
अपनी
approved
जगह।
nearly
दुआ है
$1 billion
अल्लाह ताला
in
नवाज शरीफ
foreign
को
military
सेहत
sales
कामला अता
to
फरमाए,
Tokyo.
आमीन।
The
क्योंकि
United
बाप का
States
साया
is
बहुत
totally
बड़ी चीज़
committed
है।
to
खुदा
the
पाक
security of
हर किस्म
Japan.
की
We will
बीमारी से
extend
सबके
the full
वालिदैन को
strength of
निजात दे
American
और
deterrence
अल्लाह ताला सबके
capabilities
माँ
in
बाप को तंदुरुस्ती
defense of
और
our friend
खुशियाँ
and
अता
ally,
फरमाए, आमीन।
100%.
एक और सारिफ लिखते हैं
In the years to come, the
कि
Prime
अल्लाह
Minister and I
सेहत
will
दे।
be working
खान
closely
साहब
together to
मुल्क में
maintain
और भी
peace
बीमार कैदी हैं,
and
उनके साथ
security. And I
इंसाफ
also
कर
say
लें।
peace through
सिर्फ
strength
ताकतवरों के
and
साथ
all over the
ही क्यों।
Indo-Pacific. And to that
एक और
end,
सारिफ
we
लिखते हैं इस
also
यू
remain
टर्न के
committed
पीछे
to the
क्या
effort I began in my first term to ensure safety and stability on the Korean Peninsula. Prime Minister Ishiba and I spoke long and hard about a vital economic relationship between our two countries and the continuance of that relationship. The United States and Japan trade over $300 billion in goods and services each year. Japan has invested nearly $800 billion, and that's going to go up very, very substantially in the coming months, more than any other country. And they're going to have some competition. We have a lot of people coming in and investing in the United States. I think the feeling throughout the world has never been stronger about this country. As a result of our victory in 2024, the presidential election, the Japanese investment and technology giant SoftBank announced plans to invest between $100 and $200 billion. And we have many other companies investing that number, higher than that number, some a little bit less, but we have trillions of dollars of investment pouring into our country now that you didn't have just a short while ago. Today, our teams discussed how our two nations can do even more to stay on the cutting edge of artificial intelligence, along with the quantum computing, semiconductors, and other critical technologies. And they're coming out. The problem with technology, that kind, it's obsolete in about 2 days, so we have to start all over again. Doesn't last long. We agreed to cooperate even more closely to combat the Chinese economic aggression, which is quite aggressive. I'm also pleased to announce that Japan will soon begin importing historic new shipments of clean American liquefied natural gas in record numbers. It'll be record numbers. With our Secretary of the Interior, we were talking, I think Doug is here. Hello, Doug. Please stand up, Doug. Doug Burgum, everybody. We're talking about the pipeline in Alaska, which is the closest point of major oil and gas to Japan by far, less than half the distance of any other location. We're talking about a joint venture of some type between Japan and us, having to do with Alaska oil and gas, and that's very exciting. They're very excited about it, so are we. As we deepen our economic relationship, I made clear that the United States will be conducting trade with all countries based on the principle of fairness and reciprocity. Chronic trade deficits not only undermine our economy, they really do, and we're going to get rid of the trade. We have a trade deficit with Japan of over $100 billion, but we're going to work that out, and I think very quickly, frankly. We can do it just on oil and gas. We can work it out, so we intend to do it very quickly. We both understand that. And as America welcomes new foreign investment, we also want to ensure that companies build their products and factories here in America, not simply buy the assets that we have. And Japan is going to be opening up auto plants. New auto plants are being built currently as we speak. They've just been started. Toyota's one, and Nissan's going to be doing something very exciting about U.S. Steel. They'll be looking at an investment rather than a purchase. We didn't like the idea. U.S. Steel is a very important company to us. It was the greatest company in the world for 15 years, many years ago, 80 years ago. And we didn't want to see that leave. And it wouldn't actually leave, but the concept, psychologically not good. So they've agreed to invest heavily in U.S. Steel as opposed to own it. And that sounds very exciting. And we're going to meet with Nissan next week, the head of Nissan, very great company, and they'll work out the details. I'll help. I'll be there to mediate and arbitrate. And I had the privilege of working closely with the great Prime Minister, as you know, and you know him very well, Shinzo Abe, the longest-serving Prime Minister in Japan's history. Likewise, I expect that this Prime Minister is going to be a great one. I really believe that he's going to be a great one. I've gotten to know him for not long, but I can see what they have. He's got the qualities of greatness. He's going to do a fantastic job for Japan and for the Japanese people. And I'd like now to invite the Prime Minister to say a few words, and then we'll take some questions. Mr. Prime Minister, thank you. Thank you very much.
Mr. President Trump, I would like to sincerely thank you for inviting me to the White House today, immediately following your inauguration. I also thank you for your very warm hospitality. I have come to Washington, D.C. with the hope of having a face-to-face meeting and deepening our mutual understanding at this early date with President Trump, who is now leading the United States, the most important country for Japan's diplomacy and security, and aligning our perspectives and visions that Japan and the United States should pursue. What should we do to advance the national interests of both of our countries in synergy and to realize peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific? I am convinced that the answer lies in further strengthening the strong and unwavering Japan-U.S. alliance to achieve a free and open Indo-Pacific. President and I concurred to strengthen the deterrence and response capabilities of the alliance and to work closely in addressing strategic challenges that both countries are facing in this region. I conveyed to the President that Japan, as an ally of the United States, is ready to share responsibilities and to play its own role. I also reiterated Japan's unwavering commitment to fundamentally reinforcing its defense capabilities, and we confirmed the unwavering commitment by the United States to the defense of Japan. We reaffirmed that Article 5 of the Japan-U.S. Treaty of Mutual Cooperation and Security applies to the Senkaku Islands, with half of the world's population and approximately 60% of the world's GDP. The Indo-Pacific serves as the engine of growth and vitality for Japan, the United States, and the world. President and I also concurred that the United States and Japan will make further efforts in a wide range of areas, working hand in hand together to realize a free and open Indo-Pacific. In this context, we also concurred to further advance cooperation of the multi-layered networks of the like-minded countries, including the Quad, and trilateral cooperation with the Republic of Korea and the Philippines. We also discussed Japan-United States cooperation to bring about growth and prosperity. Economic cooperation, including on economic security, is important from the perspective of strengthening alliance cooperation. Japan is the closest economic partner of the United States and has been the world's largest investor in the United States for 5 consecutive years. Also, with the inauguration of President Trump, the momentum for Japanese companies to invest in the United States is growing even stronger. Today, I conveyed my willingness to cooperate together to elevate Japan's investment in the United States to an unprecedented amount of $1 trillion. President Trump and myself also concurred to elevate the Japan-U.S. partnership to an even higher level through improving business environment and increasing bilateral investment and employment, strengthening each other's industries, leading the world in developing advanced technologies such as AI and leading-edge semiconductors, and strongly promoting efforts to harness the energy of the growing market in the Indo-Pacific region. We also confirmed that we will cooperate to strengthen energy security between the two countries, including increasing exports of United States liquefied natural gas to Japan in a mutually beneficial manner. Regarding foreign exchange, as in the first Trump administration, close discussions will continue between Japanese and the U.S. finance ministers who are experts in this field.
We also held candid discussions on challenges the Indo-Pacific region is facing. We confirmed that we are resolved not to allow unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force or coercion, and to oppose such attempts in the East and South China Seas in order to fully defend a free and open Indo-Pacific. We also reiterated the importance of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Regarding North Korea, we affirmed the need to address its nuclear and missile program, which poses a serious threat to Japan, the U.S., and beyond, and that Japan and the U.S. will work together toward the complete denuclearization of North Korea. As the abductees and their families continue to age, I conveyed my strong sense of urgency and determination directly to President Trump, and gained his renewed strong support for the immediate resolution of the abductions issue. While this was my first face-to-face meeting with President Trump, we were able to openly and frankly exchange views, and our meeting turned out to be very productive and meaningful. As a result of today's meeting, which marked a new departure for the Japan-U.S. relations, we are issuing a Japan-U.S. Joint Leader Statement. This document will serve as a compass for further cooperation